slide. Kemudian, okay, Cheryl Banjo, the case of a child. It is just a phantom from his inspirational life story that has been written and published too in bookstore. When he was little, he lived in small house and doesn't have toilet in it. He used toilet to take a bath outside his house together with his neighbor. So it is like a public toilet. Even he couldn't go on a study tour at his high school because his parents couldn't provide the money at that time. So he is come from uh, ordinary family. And then after graduating from high school, he next slide, Nadia. After graduated from high school, he continued study dentistry in University of Indonesia in 1981. And then when he was in college, he started a small business selling selling photocopying services. So he and his friends who has a photocopy machine, he is working together and take that as an opportunity to raise some money in his campus. And then after that, he tried to sell medical equipment, but failed. Then he tried again to be a contractor business, but ended up failing again. But he kept fighting and never give up to start a new other business. Next. And then this is the last one of his journey in business company. He and three of his friends start to build small business and export it to Europe countries. They succeed in this type of business and they receive 160,000 orders from Italy until he finally left this company because of different vision from his friends and made his own called City Corp. This one, City Corp, and it is one of the biggest company in Indonesia, as you know. Next slide, Nadia. Currently, its products are known to many people, such as Bank Mega, Trans TV, and transport like that, Trans TV, Transmart, and many more. He helps other company too when other company got a financial crisis. Next one, and this is from Cheryl Panju's story. The portfolios that we can take from the story is one is never settled. He never gave up when fell in business, and then two is fell fast. He always learn new things whenever he fell in business. And last one is top assume is that he decided to leave his shoes company who succeed in the early start and decide to create his own called City Corp. And it's proven by the company now is one of the biggest company in Indonesia. It's from I hope this story inspire you guys. Okay, I'd like to pass it to Panadia. This Panadia.
Thank you, Stu, for the weekly inspirational stories. Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for coming to today's comment. That was actually a very good story from Kyle Tiger. And next, let's go to the vision and mission statement that will be delivered by Mr. Jim.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Nadia, and thank you very much, Esther, for sharing that story. I just looked up Kyril Tanjung on Wikipedia, and I realized City Corp is a private company, and also he started it with one of the founders of Sony as well. So pretty interesting, and definitely beats make a career in dentistry. So, all right, everybody, we had a pretty interesting incident that happened, I think, in the conversion chapter this week. And I wanted to share it with everyone by just telling you a quick story. A a lot of times when we actually speak about our guests, our partners, our employees, it's much more inspirational. We can actually put a picture, a visualization around it. So today, what I would like to do is I'd like to share a story about one of our particular guests who actually had a difficult experience here at Bukit Vista, but we went back and looked at who he was, and there's quite some insights here. Now, why am I sharing this with everybody? Because I think this is part of establishing a vision. It's important to establish, okay, what does our guest actually look like? And does this guest actually have other people who are similar to them? So today I'd like to share a story of a guest. This guest, if we can open up the camera, I'll go into and explain a little bit more. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So this guest, his name is Mr. Anton Zega, Anton Mediano Zega. He actually built the property. Unfortunately, he was not given the correct price. It wasn't his fault. It was not the partner's fault. It was actually the business fault. But what we did was we corrected the situation. I have a core value recognition after this, but we'll actually dive into a little bit more about what we discovered. Okay, let's go into a little bit more about Mr. Anton Zega. So when I actually heard about this particular case, the first thing I became curious is, who is this guest? Who is this person who is experiencing such a difficult time with their company? So I looked him up, and it was very easy to find his name on Instagram. So we looked up his name on Instagram, and we could start discovering. Now, this is part of the five-step process of transforming, persuading, negotiating with people. The first step is you have to actually identify your stakeholder. Who is the person that you want to actually speak with? Okay, so let's actually explore who is Mr. Anton Zega here. Next slide. So we'll take a look at his Instagram, and let's try to find out more about who he is. Okay, next slide, please. Well, one of the things you can find on his Instagram, it's very subtle too, is where does he like to hang out? Well, apparently Mr. Anton likes to share photos from Starbucks, drinking a coffee, showing a vintage car outside. So we understand where we might be able to find Mr. Anton on a given day. Next slide. What are his hobbies? What does Mr. Anton enjoy doing? How do we actually build an association? And well, we can see Mr. Anton likes a few things. He likes experiences and activities. He seems to be very passionate about vintage automobiles. He seems also to enjoy cycling, and he also enjoys working out. And these are just simple things we picked up by looking at his Instagram profile. Next. Okay, what does he do for work? So it seems like Mr. Anton is proud of his business. He has a music clinic that works on, I guess, making people beautiful. So you can see a cross-section of his company here and some of the people that work along with him. Next slide. Okay, what's his family status? What does Mr. Anton, what's his family look like? Well, he seems to have a wife and two teenage boys, so we know a little bit more about that. And let's continue. And what does he look for in his holidays? Well, we can see travel pictures that Mr. Anton has chosen to share with the public. So he seems to enjoy going to Uruguay. He seems to value having an infinity edge pool in his lodging. Okay, next slide. But we can also see Mr. Anton is an experienced traveler, and he likes to travel internationally. He's been to Europe, Rome, Italy, those 10 places, Italy, Switzerland, Spain, and a number of different places around the world. So he is an experienced traveler. Okay, next slide. Okay, so why do we absorb this information? Because in addition, we have a core value here where we don't assume use data. But data is much more than just numbers or figures or graphs or charts. Data is also evidence about the qualitative attributes of who our users are. I think when we know who our users are, then we have a much better picture of how we can inspire your life. So what do we know about Mr. Anton? We know he's a guest who enjoys experience and activities. We know he likes and enjoys vintage automobiles. We know he's into fitness. We know he likes to travel across Indonesia, abroad. We know he has a family with older children. We know he owns a medical clinic. And we know he hangs out at Starbucks. Why is this information valuable? It helps us understand how to find more people like Mr. Anton. And it also helps us understand how to inspire your life. Now, once we have this information, I think, as a company, once we can actually see and understand our guests, I think then the innovations we produce and the ideas that we create will be far more focused and more prioritized when we actually can see and understand who our guests are. And altogether, it makes a very clear picture of why. Why is Mr. Hancock able to travel during a pandemic? Well, apparently his finances are in order, and his children probably don't need him to school anymore. So free time, and probably why does choose our village? Perhaps maybe he's looking for features like an intermediate school. Maybe he wants to be near Starbucks where he can get his favorite coffee. All these are things I think that we can draw out as data points to understand our guests, our partners, and of course our employees better. So hopefully this example can be an illustration and a way of how you will find your vision in your particular hospitality innovation that can probably transform our guest partners, our employees. All right, let me turn it back to Nadia. Oh, the rest is just a copy of the previous slide. That's right. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. G, for the mission statement. And let's go next to the mission statement on this one.
Oh, okay. All right. So, oh, right. Okay, this is actually really good. So, I think this might be okay. So, this was finding. This is a good thing that's happened recently when the Dean and Gray have been inspecting some of our inquiries. So, this is back into discovery and observation. What I've noticed is that maybe in gray actually looked at our reservation inquiries and then they found a lot of mistakes. And from these mistakes, they discovered that actually the problem was rooted in understanding. It was not understanding essentially what made a good reservation, what made an incorrect reservation, what was the correct way to answer an inquiry. So this then we developed new methods and a new system to actually improve it. And since then, I think we've seen improvements in our overall team culture for how to handle reservations and a sense of what quality inquiry management can be. So this particular discovery and its application, I think, is a good example of how you execute the digital mission to inspire the life. All right, back over to Nadia.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the mission statement clarification on the slide. Okay, and let's go to the next section for the weekly mission inspiration. And here we have a few. Let's start with the positive points from our guests. Let's start with everytime.
Okay, thank you, Nadia, and good morning, everyone. So we have so many positive feedbacks from our Jogja guests this week, and they are all very happy with our service, and also they said that they are satisfied with this on-site staff helping them, and also some of them would also recommend to their friends and family, and also would like to come back to Jogja and also our villa in the future. And then, yeah, you can see the pictures there. We have like six good feedback from WhatsApp from airport. So yeah, it was really inspiring, like to see guests giving us feedback in our conversation of hosting. And then for the next one is from Air Support Korea for the hosting too. We have can you move to this one?
Halo, Erika.
Oh, okay. Okay, continue.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, there is some yes also in Bandung, like in China, in Kampung Stay, they also like satisfying with our service and then our engagement. So we always stick with them, and then they decide to extend the stay, like a month and also 6 months like that. So I think this is cool. I think we need to inspire more of the guests to get also more revenue from our existing guests. Like that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Katemi. And let's go next to Alright with you.
Okay, thank you, Nadia and Maria Kurang. So for me, we realized that the effectiveness of the cyber work for awareness funnel that shows is identified between a lot of factors. So we are commitment to reduce business pressure of something while share not information content to our guests. So I have a system that our Instagram will be a guideline for everyone who want to travel to Bali or to Jakarta to take it up with the time. I thought there's a lot of tips there. Yeah, that's one.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, sharing the positive, the innovation that they positive eyes on others. And let's go next to the partners. I will pass over to Danny.
Okay. So this story is last week
here, I'd like to remind everyone to not forget about the quality. Right? Try to always give the best as the delight of everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny, for sharing. And that's from the partners. And let's go to the employee side. I will pass over to Sharon.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. Okay, so the first one is actually the Gmail from ASA on the guiding messages with Japanese economy. So ASA previously created several project transformation guidelines and planning. So these documents are expected to direct the transformation team with their vision, as well as I believe ASA as well as Hyundai, in this case, also have the HR team for the CM intern job requirement so that we can get get a little bit more better understanding on like which part that needs to be perhaps improved on in the job. So that's one from us. And then the next one is actually from Hui on the awareness side as well as the targeting campaigns over here. So previously she launched her first Facebook ads campaign. So she also mentioned Remy here as well. But she's thankful that we help her a lot in this case. And she also has to learn about how to do messaging as well as targeting in this case. And this is also quite engaging for the user knowledge to like help her guide specifically for this part of like messaging and targeting. So I think that's a cool inspiration from our employees this week. So I'll give it back to Nadia.
Thank you, Sharon. So from starting in the hospital industry to the technology innovation. So it's actually a bit from further development. So I will quickly tell everyone. So our first innovation is actually the upgrade for vehicle. We have the registration of 1.7.1. So in the previous version of 1.7.0, we actually discovered some bugs for the new app, which were all the reviews were showing the responsiveness on small things for the daily insight, the role on the profile still showing the property owner despite the active loans manager, and also the finance staff not showing in some property owner. So we fixed it, and the results are all the bugs are fixed, and the users now can have better performance on their application. So yeah, that's why we already launched the 1.7.1. That's where we go, and we continue next. It's actually for the booking modification and cancellation from booking.com computer. So the status of booking from booking.com consistently a code to confirm. So it's not dynamic based on the status from the code. And now all bookings from booking.com the authentication configured. And the next one is actually we actually wanted to report that partners they were not receiving any email from their booking. So the results are we create an error logs to identify on which cases is causing the issue. And most of the errors were caused by incorrect email address actually if you consider. So all the incorrect email address now has been fixed. So yeah, that's actually from the product development. And I will move to the company thing we target and and pass.
Right. Thank you very much, Nadia. Very inspiring story from all the user squad. So for this week, I would just like to remind you guys that it's December, and we have a month theme of the festive and inspire the light. I think we inspired a lot of guest partners and employees this week, and I would ask for cooperation to continue to do so for the rest of the month, and actually for all time. Um, the semester target with 1,800 guest checkouts. We currently achieve 1,160 overall target checkouts. And one highlight from the guest population stage is that the overall rating, a lot of the factors, this is the data for December compared to November, a lot of the factors actually improved, except the guest checking communication score. Although we see that the reviews taken from December is still quite few compared to November because there is also a review responding window of 14 days. So we improve in value overall rating of push acquisition cases and we can definitely improve in communication.
highlight to be improved this week. And for the target we have for this month, actually one of the most concerning part is the booking pace that we see here in the 1st to the 14th of December compared to the 1st to the 14th of November. We see a decrease of 27% booking from 122 to 162. So the first intuition to like the first thing to check is whether the booking from last month from the same period actually contributes to the booking for the same month or last month, right? So after checking that, apparently that the booking pace itself is worse. So there's no justification on why the booking pace for last month is more than this one. So there are some stuff that we can improve from the partnership. There are concerns in the conversion chapter in the guest squad that mentions that the supply for Canggu properties is lacking in our inventory. So we can share our focus to conversion sales to both point and also temporary partners. That's one. And number two, to the employee squad, please continue to fill resource and especially on the integration of chapter, the squad. And for PD and also ES from BI, focus on projects that scale operational activities in the group. So those are the key points that we can do to improve the state economy. So using the resources that we have. So this is the fact. And this is actually our optimum month, the month of December. So we have to make use of this time the best we could. So just that from me. For more details, let's discuss within our squads and also our chapters and how we can improve the state of the company. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Didi, for sharing that. I will go to the spot and achievement. I will start with just one spot to video.
Yep, there is no main achievement, primary achievement for this, but this final spot here for this week. And the secondary achievement is that it's mostly from the awareness chapter where Instagram is on the process of being verified. So the good check mark for the suggestion. And the first Facebook campaign, Facebook ads campaign is running, and it starts bringing traffic thanks to Wei. And Instagram Reels able to reach 6,200 new audience in the last 14 days and bring 170 page views to website or website for such booking in this way is kudos to away. And for Coda adoption, we've used Coda in discussions, in documentations, and also operations. But we still do particularly things. So that's what we do. So,
Thank you, Didi, and I'll go over to the partnership over to Harris.
Thank you. Okay, so for the partnership plan, the main achievement from information that comes from two people partner to mention 6 days in channel and one to transaction stage and then secondary achievement, thank you very much for the awareness team to improve our awareness. Basically, we run one ad to increase the awareness, but not directly improving traffic to the website. Thank you very much, Ms. Kanin.
Okay, thank you, Harris, for that. I'll go to the employee council. Over to Hannah.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. From our side, we have been fail fast on hiring prioritization system. So we create the system again with the advice of Mas Bayu to create, I touched the picture there about the urgency and also the importance of positions. And then the second achievement that is not being stated here, I think we successfully get more applicants for HCR roles as the top urgent positions right now. So yeah, that's from my side. Back to you, Nadia.
Okay, thank you, Hannah, for that. So that's for the spot management, and I will go over to the code verification. And I see one here from Mr. J to Omar.
Yep. Okay. There's a few people that should probably mention on this one, but I think this was actually pretty well done. And I want to mention it to everybody here. So it's pretty normal that from time to time we have conflicts or frictions in our reservation process, right? We are human, mistakes do happen. But it's what we do to recover from the mistake. I think the findings well done actually So, back to Mr. Anton, whose Instagram profile I shared with everybody at the beginning of this discussion. So this actually happened to him, and we had a case where a guest was given the wrong price. Now, it wasn't the fault of the guest, and it certainly wasn't the fault of the partner. It was actually a mistake made here at Bukit Vista. So we did what we could to ask for forgiveness and perhaps some flexibility from the guest of the partner, but ultimately, both sides did not offer any flexibility. Well, that is okay. That's where we need to recover. So ultimately, we made the decision to essentially compensate the guests and the partners, and thereby preserve, I think, the relationship. So this, I think, is thinking long term. This is thinking about the brand. This is thinking about what it means to inspire the light. And anybody who is in a similar circumstance in the future, I would hope we would make the same decisions to think about long term and how to protect the brand. Is there a way to stop this from happening again? I think certainly we can to be more careful of how we set prices, so that it's accurate. But definitely, I think the recovery process of this is one that. And I think Rapid was pretty instrumental in setting the values for how we respond to these types of cases. Thank you very much, Rapid, for being a pillar again, being a shield.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jim. So yeah, congratulations on Mafik. That's the work. I'll move over to the employee experience report. This will be referred by Shane. Over to you, Shane.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. So, okay, here's a bit of a quick report on the November ES. First of all, thank you everyone who has participated in the November ES and has provided us a little bit of more information as well as insights from like your own perspective in this case. So, okay, the first one is actually the general responses. So there are a few things that we take note of in terms of the things that went well, as well as the things that we need to take note and work on.
delivery of context, and maintain the atmosphere of the meeting, and ensure that those attending understood on what's happened and why the visit was made. And what we are looking to achieve is delivery of the news to the world. Company needs to be improved in the next iteration, and termination guideline is updated here for a better understanding on what are the consideration termination itself. Yeah, I'd like to pass it over to Kanadia. Let's say Kanadia.
Okay, thank you. So, everyone.
Do you want to share screen or?
Yep, I share the screen. Okay, so yeah, now we'll go over to the personal update. So keep in mind everyone, due to the limited of time, so please rate your personal and human achievement in around 30 seconds. So I will start with Mr. J from the awareness chapter.
Okay, so the semester of me being here in the U.S. is about to come to a close. I'll be going back to Bali. Hopefully, if immigration will allow me this December again. And what I've learned is how to live across two different worlds through the gift of having an amazing team and also the remote work culture that we've developed. So that, I think, is pretty cool. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, sir. And next to Benny, over to you.
Okay, Nadia, it's mostly team achievement. So first, the Instagram is on process to be verified previously. And second is first campaign as good as by doing. And the last one is Instagram skills able to reach a lot of new ideas with just few time. So kudos to three. Okay, thank you, Nadia.
Thank you, Benny. And yeah, kudos to everyone. So I will go over to Ray.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So my personal thing assessment is my lovely automotive bike and down and up yang this. I'm a software of it. And then I was be the camera person for Asia's video project. Back to you, Nadia.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're looking forward for the video project, yeah. And next over to Jasmine. Over to you, Jasmine.
Achievement this year is actually I started working on my thesis from Pacifica.
Thank you. Good luck on your thesis, Jasmine. So next, from Ray, but he was just not okay. So her personal achievements are launch. Her first Facebook ads campaign intense programming for her a lot. Second, learn a lot about targeting and messaging and marketing. Thanks to messaging for all the useful knowledge. I will go next to Ursha, but he's not attending. So finally, finish our second shooting for the video project. So far, it's as expected as we want. Wait until the edited version is done. Kudos to on-site team, Ara, Landing, and Wait. And next, to Baby versus not attending. Finished her content planning for Facebook page for this month. I learned a lot about engagement strategy from Baby. Okay, that's from the awareness day, and I will go over to the advocacy. Jared?
Okay, so my team and personal achievement is that on team we have good communication, so we can solve cases more fast, and also there's a clear arrangement of recovery. And for the personal, I'm getting used to Coda, and also for the next is I'm working on hosting guidelines with Tapenda. So thank you, Nadia.
Thank you, Ursha, for the update. So I will go over to the conversation chapter. Start with Moa.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So, this is one American graduate channel with the previous partner, but the contact with that he signed with us. He's foreigner and trust us to lead this.
Good foreigner. Student again. Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, so my personal and also team achievement is optimizing the resolution. Okay. Also, quality of the study response are improving right now. And also, we set the daily target for the resolution team. And now we have good engagement culture. That's good. then let's go over to Kara, but she's sick right now, so good answer, Kara. And next to Olia, hello to you, will finish my internship soon. Okay, and next over to Grace. Over to you. Yes, thank you, Nadia. So for my it's part team achievement. So we faster on solving cases as reservation and hosting team now always hang out at Discord, so keep up the good activity. Thank you, Gray. And the next one, Lydia. Yeah, and they're very welcome, and also they encourage me to learn, and so willing to teach me everything. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Lydia, for sharing that. And the next group,
Okay, I've updated and posted the long UHR accounting and job test, so kudos to the related work for the help. And then there's a new hiring prioritization arrangements for December until mid-January. And for the personal, I currently think travel works under my side. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Vera. And let's go over to Sharon, which is not attending. So her achievement is finished, her internship, and one step closer to graduate. Yay! Next we have about that is not learning anything, so I will move to the transformation chapter. Start with Anna.
Okay, so get the HCR vlog video done with Nadine. This was like Ersha's project, and then started the retention projects with Jubran on his trials, and also inspecting and refine gas transformation system with Tendi. And we're having more applicants for HCR, so thank you for the awareness team. So yeah, back to you, Nadia.
Thank you, and let's go over to Kathleen.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. Yeah, the first is finish how to flow guidelines, create the framework of gas transformation with data, redefine the transformation KPI and gas part with PD, creating Bukit Vista property mapping for HR product units, and then help HR team to solve this in operational like asset manager or area management, couple and edge, and then hosting gas and transform the gas to action stream. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen. So very much for that. Congratulations. Next to Olate for your achievement.
Good morning, everyone. So I think this is a great engagement with our It's very good thing to recommend on this course. So they are comfortable right now. So everyone is comfortable right now to shaping this. And the community, we will have a community sharing session again. Kudos to Asha, Ross, Eddie, and Kitchen. Back to you, Miss Nadia.
Thank you. So yeah, good luck everyone. And I'll pass over to Shelley.
Okay, hello everyone. Hope you all can hear me now. Okay, so for the human rights, so previously we did like the activity on the district things too well. So when we feel like production in the coming like months, we definitely different stuff like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. And next to Asha, which is not attending. So her updates are critical for partner conservation guidelines and planning. These documents are expected to guide the partner conservation team implementation and help HR for community management job development. Thank you, Asha, and next to Ross. I think that is you, so I will go ahead. So for Ross personal achievement, completed my semester exams quickly. Finally, my local government approved my sponsorship proposal and will provide my living cost to study much later. In addition, I want to thank Asha and Hendra for putting the sales and student methodology so well and making it easier for the students to find and execute the student better. Thank you, Ross. And next to Hendra.
Yeah, thank you, Nadia. This basically the achievement. It is a fundamental vision and mission of partner development and to the family, the ASN organization. Sebenarnya terjun competition for the year for the second during her service to planning services. That's all from me, Kanadi.
Thank you, and yep, good luck. And then we'll go to the BI chapter, and I'll start with Alice. Thank you. So I think my only achievement in previously is during the discussion of the partnerships like with Solar, and also delegating the transformation effort to ASA, and I think it's really well done for ASA to begin within that sector. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Carlos, for sharing that. And let's go to
So, as a lot of topic radio creation, you can also shift this muscular pricing implementation, and also we prioritize projects in the gas spot because the spot economy.
okay, thank you for this. And next to the big that is not attending. So completed the November income statement thanks to all the manager and complete the finance form partner with that. Yay. And then next to Bella, which is not attending as well. Two achievement. Start to improve the investment portfolio by adding the long terms. Thanks to Emmanuel and Phoebe. Completed the wrong transfer case thanks to Noayana to always stop me, be patient, and get a better 1% each day would never be forgotten. Personal achievement, completed revenue actualization for some properties, completed thesis draft and beauty 2% visit which we like. Yeah, good luck, Albella, for your thesis presentation. And next to Nadifa, which is not attending. So I've done the first version of clustering results for the new project in data. Next to Emmanuel, set up long-term tactics for investments, formalize scheduling of trading hours and investment operation, meeting with Nadia with the TBI project. Okay, that's for Emmanuel. And next, compiling, which is not attending as well. Learn new things about accounting that relates to current project. And also hosting last week's happy hour with Hanson. And the next one to Hanson.
Understand my representation project.
Okay, thank you Hanson for that. And next to Bani Agra, from that. So almost done with my onboarding material. Start from the art chapter and next to the product development, I start with Bani.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. From me, some achievement basically introduce and implementing code linking and unit testing in our software development. For end user, there's probably no visible differences here, but in the future, the users can expect less bugs, hopefully. For developers, it's different. These linkers have code for nothing and can enforce us to follow best practice. Basically, if it's a bad code, it will be error, something like that. So the next one is I feel I have less complaints to anyone. Maybe like everyone like to do really good job. I think in my personal feeling, I think, and I believe this is because everyone has better practice of maybe following and creating guidelines for their work. So I think this is a big achievement because definitely I don't have the data, but I feel it that way. I put it as a big achievement. So
And just for the record, this is the first time I've ever heard Bayu say that before, so that's quite a story.
Thank you everyone for making it happen.
Okay, thank you Kabani for sharing. Yeah, we expect less bugs in the future. Yeah. Next, for my updates, the same update from the result is the BD goal is now updated to 1.721 with bug fix and performance improvement. And also, BD team can deliver many feature specs actually this week on multiple products like Bigger, BT Go, Redash, internal tools and so on. So kudos to our amazing developers. This is me, and so I will move to this week.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Good morning, everyone. So for my team achievements, it's his first time doing copywriting. It's actually challenging, but fun at the same time to fit lots of information in small spaces. And the second one is just learn how to build and upgrade my own PC. It's basically just really expensive to let go. So yeah, that's fun.
Thank you, Steve. And I will go over to Robert, but he's not attending and update Ayush first for the first time. Yeah, alright. And let's do a break.
Yeah, I'm more used to using product development updates and project management.
So thank you, Audrey. With my name is Anything. So last but not least, our host today to S2.
city now in travel.
Thank you, Astrid, to update us. Okay, that's from the personal updates, and I'll go over to announcement, the personal announcement. So yeah, that's everyone for the today's open. I will pass over to our host today, Astrid.
Okay, I think that's all for today our time. I hope you guys have a nice day for this week and keep inspiring life. Thank you everyone.
All right, thank you, Nadia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Stu.